listening to The Prop Shop, the #1 podcast for your shop. Brought to you by the UnitedPropBuilders, Coffee Powered Media, and Tucker Props, with your hosts Adam Hazy, Sean Toomey, and Ryan Tucker.
Hey Shop Rats, welcome to The Prop Shop, the podcast that brings you the coolest tips and tricks for your costume and replica prop needs. We're your hosts, Adam Hazy.
And Sean Toomey.
And Sean, it's the holidays.
Yes.
It's Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and
Actually,
New Year's all wrapped up into one with a few others that I probably don't know about.
That's true. And let me be the first to officially say Happy Festivus to you.
Oh, thank you. Happy
Today is
Festivus to you
Festivus,
too.
yes. It's a Happy Festivus for the rest of us.
So,
if you don't celebrate Christmas, whatever.
yeah. So that's what's going on right now. So
Yeah.
I should also mention that along with that, this is the last show for this year, for 2014. Yeah, I know.
What does that mean, Adam?
Well, that means come 2015, we're going to have a slightly different layout than what we have now, and hopefully better and awesomer and just as good content. I know I just contradicted myself, but you know.
Absolutely you did, but you know
It'll
what? That's not
happen
important.
sometimes.
Yeah. Not important right now, though.
But yeah, so if you haven't already, make sure you get involved in the Steam holiday sale, because for those of you who don't know, Steam's a gaming platform for the PC, and it has everything digitally on there, and there's sales at the wazoo right now. You can get $40 games for $10 or under sometimes. You can get $40 games for $20. You can get $10 games for $2, and so much more. This is not a sponsorship. I'm just really excited to buy me some games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I spent a lot of money on Steam again.
Yeah, and this is the first year where I haven't spent any money.
Really?
I have not spent any money.
Wow, I think I got a good 5 or 6 games out of it so far.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get one. So, and what's
Yeah.
really sad is it's 49 cents.
Oh, jeez.
And that's just how broke I am.
You know what's worse? A lot of the games I get because I'm like, oh, it's a really good deal. I can't wait to play it. But some of them are like, I've wanted to tinker with this game. I can probably get a trading card out of it.
Yeah.
Because for those of you who don't know, Steam does this digital trading card thing for their video games and for their holiday sales. So I just would kind of like to get them as proof that I was actually there playing Steam around that area.
I think this is the first holiday sale that I'm actually not going to be able to complete the trading card set with it also.
Oh, no. Well,
Yeah.
Do you know how many you have out of the 10?
I have 6.
Well, the holiday sale's till New Year, so you still have like 2 weeks.
Well, it ends the 2nd, I think.
Yeah, so
So
you get
I
one
might.
card a day for voting for a game that goes on super sale, and
Or if I buy a game
yeah,
that's
so
on sale.
you never
Yeah.
know.
I might.
You might be able to.
Yeah.
So, Sean, have you been up to anything lately? What's been going on with you? We
Well-
kind of took a few weeks off there for a holiday break to kind of recoup after final exams for university work.
Yeah, well, I
And-
actually just got done with finals.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, last week.
Oh, wow.
So
I've been done
it's-
for about 2 weeks now, I
Yeah.
think.
I didn't get a Thanksgiving break
Oh, no.
at all. So, like, you, I think, got 3 days off or something like that?
Yeah, like Tuesday, Wednesday to Monday.
Monday, yeah. I didn't get any time off
Well,
at all.
technically, I only got Wednesday off, but I skipped one of my Tuesday classes, so I got to go home early.
Wow.
But yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to do that at all. So I just got finished with my for this year,
Gotcha.
and so I haven't really been able to do much of anything at all.
Sounds
cosplay
reasonable.
related.
But that's also why
yeah.
we didn't have a show a week ago or 2 weeks ago like we normally would have, because we were recouping.
Yeah.
So there's that.
So what have you been up to?
Well, I started a new project.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember? I think I talked about it on previous shows a little bit, but I started my R2D2 build.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually going really well so far. Only a few kinks in the road so far. I'll have videos coming out on this on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/UnitedPropBuilders, probably starting next year, because I want to wait till I have R2 finished. before I put
And
the
by
videos
next year,
out.
he means next month. So just letting you know.
Maybe. It depends.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot I still have to do for it. And I want to
Okay.
get either most of it or all of it built before I put videos out, because of the painting I'm probably not going to get to till spring break or Easter break. I think they're one and the same now.
Right.
But so
Okay.
because of weather, and I can't paint indoors, and my dad doesn't like me doing it in the garage because it gets paint on the floor and
Well, you
stuff
just
like
got to
that.
build like a little paint.
I've thought about it. I
box,
might.
you
It
know?
depends how things go in the next coming
Yeah.
months.
I think you could, use that spare foam. Well, no, not foam board. Foam board would probably
It'll
be bad.
dissolve.
Well, no, well, the paper
With a
would keep it
cardboard
from-
with cardboard boxes, I can do it, and then just
Yeah.
get a piece of see-through plastic so I can see what I'm doing. Then
Yeah.
I've seen people make their own out of wood, so
Yeah.
and I've seen somebody make it out of cardboard too. So I'll probably do something like that.
Okay.
But I probably
Probably
won't,
get a
'cause the
fan or
pieces- the
something
pieces are
to pull the
huge,
fumes out
so I
too.
might not be able to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to the actual build now. So far, what I have done is I have the framework, or the skeleton, or the body, whatever you want to call it. I've
Yeah.
started working on that. Now, there's a lot of people out there who have made their own astromechs and R2D2 units. Besides the R2D2 Builders Club or astromechs.net, there's on YouTube William Jakesphere, also known as Jake. We've had him on the podcast before. And James from xrobots.co.uk is also working on an R2D2. But that's besides the point. So with mine, I'm doing it a little differently than theirs, because Jake, he did it completely out of EVA foam and some wood pieces to make Chopper from Rebels. I believe James is 3D printing his, where mine, I'm using the plans from the R2 Builders Club. So I'm using like the official R2D2 plans that are supposed to be made out of wood and aluminum, out of foam core board for the frame and the skeleton, and EVA foam for the legs and the skin.
That was my idea, using the foam core.
It was. And it's actually worked out pretty well so far.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's a good material.
yeah, so most of the pieces are between 3/4 of an inch to half an inch in thickness. So that's about 2 to 3 layers of foam core board, depending on what piece it is. I went with Elmer's glue to glue the foam core pieces together, because the hot glue the hot glue gun couldn't keep up with the demand because the pieces are so big.
Right.
So I had to use Elmer's glue for that, and then I used the hot glue to attach the pieces to the pieces. So the two pieces, once I puzzle piece them together, I used the hot glue to do that. And I'm using the hot glue on the EVA pieces.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
So are you going to, like, motorize this thing when you're done with it? Or
I might.
You might?
I want to find a way to be able to make him remote control so he can at least move. But that's a future project. I'm not worrying about it, but it is in the back of my head, and I think about it a lot.
Right.
But
Yeah, I guess you actually have to worry about getting the thing built first before
yeah,
you can really...
first I want to get a display piece, and then
Okay.
after that I can worry about learning electronics to do light, sounds, and motors.
Right.
Because
Okay.
I have to get lightweight stuff because it is foam, so I can't hold like these heavy motors and stuff that like the perfect R2D2 replicas use, with like the heavy wheels, heavy motors, all-terrain vehicle.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
so
don't
yeah,
know. Foam core is pretty strong stuff when you...
well, I can't
make
right,
a
but I
thing
can't
out of it,
mount
so.
heavy stuff in it.
Well, yeah, of course you can't mount heavy stuff.
So it'll probably be like maybe for lights and sound, some Arduino and LEDs, and either like a custom built RC car or just a store bought RC car and stick it in there
Right.
somehow. I haven't determined that yet. Like I said, that's down the road.
Yeah.
But for the skin, I'm using those rolls of EVA foam. So
Okay, so
what
is
I'm
that...
doing for that is after I trace it on to the foam, I cut it out. I pull up reference images because you need reference images for this build.
Yeah, I imagine
And then
so.
I cut out the squares that need to be cut out, and I need to glue those back in because there's depth.
Yeah.
And then to get like the detailed outlined lines, I took my trusty old wood burner tool with the fine tip point.
The
and
relic
then I
from the past, yeah.
Yeah, and I outlined that with it. Unfortunately, because when you have that kind of work going on, it'll move itself. Like if you've used X-Acto knives or box cutters, you kind of know how it's like you can easily stray away from what you're trying to cut.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it'll stray away at times or stuff like that. Because I haven't found anything where I'm like, I could use this as a straight edge, because I'm like, well, the metal will get hot, or I might get electrocuted. Probably wouldn't, but that thought's in my head. And then
No,
it's like,
you wouldn't get electrocuted.
and
at
it's
all
like
with
other
that kind
things
of
is like
thing.
it'll either burn or catch on fire. So I'm like, I'll skip a straight edge.
Well, if it's wood, it would
Yeah.
get really hot. But if it were, or it'll burn. But if it's metal, you could probably get away with it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm irked about it because it's not pristine,
Yeah.
but now it has character and it can tell its own story and
Battle damage.
all that other, wear and tear.
Yeah,
but,
battle damage. That's go-to answer. If you screw up on something, hey, it's battle damage.
So that's what I've been doing for the skin. I still have to do the back. I've just started the front. I have it cut out and wood burned. I still have to attach the pieces, and the skin's not even going to be attached yet because the legs is what's holding me up from completing anything. I haven't even completed, quote-unquote, the frame yet because there's a piece in there that the legs connect to.
Mhm.
And I seen online how these guys do, like, what are they called? The not the quotation marks designs almost, or yin yang. You know how there's like the ball and then it strays off a little bit. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. You know what a thermometer looks like? A stereotypical thermometer where it has the hole and then it goes out. Like it has the
hole
ball.
and it goes out.
It has the ball and then like the shaft.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like that design, but curved to allow the
Okay.
legs to move to a straight up position and then allow them to slide.
Gotcha.
Just,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
enough to the. That was a terrible explanation, but
No, I
but
got what
yeah.
you're talking about
so
now. Yeah,
they can
okay.
either stand straight up and it allows them to slide out the perfect amount it needs to slide out.
Okay.
So I need to build the legs first, so I can figure out what I'm doing with dowel rods, because that's probably what I'll use to attach them together. Or I'm going to
Okay.
use bolts. I haven't decided yet, because with bolts I can get washers on both sides of the foam core, and then get a nut or something and attach
Right.
it, but make it loose enough that it can still turn. That way it doesn't like rip through the. I'm hoping the washers would be a buffer,
Right.
but I don't know yet. So I'm either going to do that with bolts or dowel rods. So I need to get the legs built first, so I can figure out how to do that, so I can finish this frame, so I can attach the skin. so the legs is really what's holding me up right now.
Well, that sounds like it's coming along.
It is
at a pretty nice
it's
pace.
a lot of
so-
work though.
Oh, I believe it.
I'm not
See,
used to having to plan this much, because previously I've just done foam armor, where it's like, okay, you cut the pieces, you put them together, you put it on.
You put the dun dun.
Where
dun,
this is
ba-da,
like, I need to
ba-da.
build the framework, I need to make sure it all fits together.
Yeah.
Because I did test fittings and everything was lopsided. Luckily, when I get the final thing together, it all worked out, because through the test fittings, I learned how to build it properly.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I've been wanting to use that a method similar to what you're using for the R2 for a Dalek.
Yeah.
I know I've talked about it on the show, but I've wanted to make a Dalek out of foam board. And I actually saw somebody on the UPB group page who is making a full-size Dalek out of cardboard.
Oh, nice.
And right now, all he's got is the gun box, which is the upper or the middle rotating section that has the sink plunger and the egg beater on it.
Okay, so I'm not 100% familiar with Doctor Who. So you have the skirt, which has all the balls on it, right?
Yes.
And then you have
the
that,
gun
like,
box, which is
is
the
that
middle, the swivel
It's like
part.
kind of circular and it has like mesh in it, and then the arms. attached to it.
No. That's not, doesn't have the mesh in it. The gun box is just has the arms, or has the plunger and the egg beater. quote
Okay.
unquote. Or the plunger and the Dalek ray gun.
Gotcha.
And then you have the neck, which is the mesh.
Okay, the
and
neck
then-
is what I was thinking of.
And then you have the dome.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but so far all I've seen is the gun box, and holy crap, that thing looks amazing for cardboard.
Does it?
Like I swear I thought it was like MDF or something like that.
Oh, cool.
It looks really cool. So I'm hoping that I could probably do something similar to that, with foam board, or
Right.
if I have to, I could do it with cardboard, because I've got a pretty large supply of cardboard at my
I
disposal
would
right
say
now.
cardboard, only because foam core doesn't like to bend or mold.
Well,
It's
if you
straight or
score
broke.
it, if you score it, it bends great. You can get a
Yeah.
nice curve to it if you score it. Because I
Okay.
remember when I made a prototype, I guess, 3D maneuver gear from Attack on Titan using foam board,
Mm-hmm.
and I ended up just cutting score lines in the back plate where it was supposed to curve a little bit so it would fit on my back easier. And after just cutting the score lines in there, it just folded nicely.
Okay.
So it was like almost a perfect curve. So
For the curve piece, I probably would have just used EVA foam, but okay.
well, EVA foam, yeah, but I kind of want this to have a little bit of. I want it to be rigid, and
Yeah.
I also want to go over it with like some sort of maybe Bondo or some sort of resin to make it nice and smooth and shiny.
Gotcha.
So
I'd recommend if you can get smooth cast then, because Bondo's really heavy.
yeah, Bondo's really heavy, but hey, so are Daleks.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But,
actually, I think the Daleks they use on the show are just they're completely fiberglass, so they're pretty heavy, but they're not as heavy as.
Well, they're heavy and motorized, I would
original.
assume.
No, they're not motorized.
Really?
Actually, the people just stand in them and they kind of just scoot around.
Okay, because see, I would have assumed they got like the power chair or scooter.
No, they're not. No,
And
not the
then-
ones used on the show. The ones used on the show, they just got the actors that just kind of scoot around inside.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, so the only electronics in there that would be the lights for
Okay.
the two lights on top and the eye stalk. I believe. I could be very wrong.
Okay.
But I watched a whole thing about behind the scenes for the Daleks, and I thought that was really cool.
Oh, that is cool. I didn't know they had it behind the scenes for that.
Yeah, there was a behind the scenes where they showed I think it was the 2010 series Daleks, which looked okay. I still don't like the Go Dalek Rangers kind of look where there was every single Power Ranger there. But
okay.
but basically it was just they were tall enough to where a person could just stand inside of it and just walk around and push it.
That's good
and,
designing on their part.
Yeah, but the other ones are kind of small,
Mhm.
so you have to. There's like a little bench or something that you sit down on inside.
I was gonna say, how's it gonna work out? Because you're like 6'3", 6'4", something like that.
I'm 6'1",
6'1",
6'1", something like
and
that.
how tall's a Dalek? Generally?
Generally, a Dalek is maybe about 5 feet tall.
Oh, wow.
I think maybe I could be wrong on
So
that
are you
one.
just gonna get extra large a Dalek, or are you gonna get yourself a little bench?
No, I've got these. I'm going to do a bench. I'd love to do a
No.
a
You know what you should do?
a wheelchair.
No.
Ah.
Yeah, a wheelchair.
A wheelchair.
No,
That was my original idea.
here's what you
So.
do. So you get one of those little kid electric powered Jeeps, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yes.
And you sit in there and you
Yeah.
drive around, but then you make your special so that the front is like you can open it up the front skirt,
Yeah.
and then you can drive out and be Mario Kart Luigi.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. The front end of that though would be huge. It'd be really big. So because I think I've got these.
But you just
I
hook
think
up a
the-
servo to it to flap it open, and you just drive on out.
Yeah. There's another Dalek builder that I saw on YouTube who actually did something kind of like that, except he's got the electric wheelchair, but he's got where the skirt hinges open and everything like that. So I mean that's a thing. They do that.
Gotcha.
But,
yeah, I don't know anything about any of that.
Yeah, but these are to spec with the ones on the show, the ones I've got plans for.
Okay, that's cool.
So yeah, I've got the original Mark II and Mark III Dalek plans, and then I've got the new series Daleks,
okay.
which is one that I'd love to build, but the dome details are really intricate, and I don't know how I'd really do stuff like that.
Yeah, because with my R2, I'm using for the skin and a couple other pieces, I'm using all A New Hope instead of Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Only because I'm like, well, A New Hope was the first one I seen, so that's what I'm going to go with.
Well, you know.
And yeah, because there's only a few things here or there that are different. Like the back of the skin is different.
Yeah.
Because it's like instead of there's a huge door on the New Hope ones, where the Empire ones is a smaller door.
Yeah.
But so for the legs, well, I couldn't fall asleep last night, so I was just
Right.
tossing and turning, and then it came to me, because for the legs, it needs to be like EVA foam and all this other stuff, but it's supporting all the weight.
Right.
So I need to support it somehow.
Right.
So there's this for the boxes,
Mhm.
and then for the legs themselves, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the foam core board, and I'm going to base it. Have you ever built a tower of cards? You do the triangle thing, and then you put the piece on top. That's I'm gonna do
genius.
That. Yeah, because I thought of it, because I'm like, oh,
Make like a lattice
3D
structure.
prints kind of use those, depending on how you make it, to fill in the empty space, to make them solid, instead of printing them solid. And,
Oh, that's a good idea.
And before I thought of that, I was like, well, I could just make it like a tower where I have like a thing, 2 support beams, a thing, and I was like, well, no, because then it'll collapse in the middle. But if I do it like a house of cards, it can support itself. So because the legs need to take a lot of weight, I'm going to use the foam core board to do that. And I thought about running dowels down it instead.
Right.
But then because there's like a ton of separate pieces and all this other stuff that needs to support other pieces. And so I figured the foam core framework will work out a bit better than the dowels will, because I can basically make a box inside of it and then triangle in and beam the rest of it and make a solid, lightweight structure to support the entire weight of this R2-D2.
Right. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I can't believe we didn't think of that earlier. Or you didn't think of that earlier, actually.
I'm so glad I thought of that now.
Yeah,
now it's just the process of making big chunks of foam core board and triangling and measuring, and
Right.
so that's a process I have to do.
Okay.
Yeah, because right now you have like, I don't know how well you know R2-D2 or if you're going to pull a picture up or anything.
I
But
have a
so
general
you have your
idea.
main leg section, which looks like a thermometer, a large blown up thermometer, and then
Yeah.
you have that little, then you have like a little box section under it, and then below that you have the ankle connection that connects to the feet, and then you have the power box on the side there.
Right.
So the box below the thermometer portion is basically what's going to hold most of the weight of it, is what I'm thinking.
Right.
So I've started building that now. I haven't finished it only because I need to make the skeleton inside. And then what I'm worried about though is the ankle connection. I'm probably going to do that out of foam core 2 to get the rigidness of it, so I can connect it to the feet. Because it's not a very big piece and it's not a very thick piece either.
Wouldn't that need to be on a swivel, though?
It does. So I'm probably going to have to drill a hole in it.
And then put like a thick
dowel rod
dowel
or PVC, and I'm probably going to do the washer thing again.
Yeah.
No, I know what I'll do.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a bolt and just slide a bolt through it, and then nut it off on the end with probably a wing nut, and then use washers all throughout it.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely also want to wrap whatever
The edge in like tape or something.
something to keep it from squeaking, because I'm sure that would get really.
Oh, I never
annoying.
even thought of that.
Yeah, because I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that. Ugh.
But yeah,
I like that
so
noise. Basically, you'd get what my chair sounds like. I don't know if anybody can hear it in the
Yeah.
background, but it's going. So.
And another thing I'm gonna do is for like the coin slots and all the other stuff on the framework of it, like the skin.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to make some of that out of EVA, but more than likely, I'm gonna have my university 3D print everything for me.
Okay. Well,
So-
cheating. Okay. Well, I was gonna say for the detail, why didn't you just use like foamies?
Well, no, I'm talking about like the extrusion.
Oh yeah, I know
pieces.
about the extrusion, but I'm going back to like the detail pieces, like you said you were using. I'm going way back, where you said you burned everything. Why didn't you or cut into it and burned it and everything? Why didn't you just use like the really big sheets of foamies and just kind of do it that way?
Because I don't have those around here. I checked.
Fair enough. Okay.
And I didn't feel like ordering. I didn't want to. I'm trying to keep this as low cost as possible.
Right.
So if I can have my university print off these intricate pieces for me, and I can get everything else in stores more or less,
Okay.
then it keeps costs down.
Okay. I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
And because I already have the stuff to do it this way, so I'm like, why not?
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, free 3D prints, you know?
Yeah.
So
my biggest problem right now is trying to figure out what to do for the dome, because Jake suggested get like globes or some other cardboard 3D sphere, cut it in half and use that, but I'm worried it won't be big enough.
right.
And I've seen somebody who did that, and his head looked kind of squatty. I don't want a squatty head.
Yeah.
And or you showed me like these acrylic ones I can order online, but they're like $20-$30, and I need 2 of them, and I don't want to.
Why would you need 2?
Well, because I did a lot of like I used to be super into the R2 Builders Club in astromx.net, so I looked up a ton of stuff before, and I went back to kind of refresh it over the past month or two. And it's like they do this thing where it's like they have 2 domes, and they have the one main one, and then they overlay another one on top of it to get those very slight indent and detail pieces, and then they put the panels on top of that so you have the right amount of separation and gap and all this other stuff. And
okay,
so I'm like, I need to do it like that, and
interesting. Okay,
but I'm not super worried about that yet because I still have a lot of work to get there first, because I still need to make the skirt, the middle leg, both legs. I need to attach everything to the frame, finish the frame, and all this other junk.
Okay, so this is moving away from the R2D2. I know.
I think I've said pretty much.
Yeah, you've pretty much said everything.
About it.
Do you have anything, like, other than the R2, anything that you're looking forward to building or making next year? Or do you have any
kind of like a builder's resolution for next year?
Yeah, kind of like a New Year's building resolution, you know? Kind of the stuff that you didn't get to do this year but really want to do, or just some new stuff that you just found and it's like, oh, I need to do this.
As of right now, it's kind of just backlog stuff.
Okay.
Where it's like, I know I need to finish my R2, which will be next year.
Yeah. You need to finish your ODST.
I started my ODST remake.
Yeah.
So I still need to get that done. I'd still like to get a cast of my helmet from Ryan when he gets around to that.
Yeah. You guys remember Ryan, right?
Yeah. But as far as like new stuff goes, stuff I'd like to do.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'd like to get probably a Biker Scout helmet kit and make a Biker Scout helmet. Not the full costume, just the helmet, probably.
Just the helmet? Yeah, that's something I'd like to do as well, because the Biker Scout's one of my favorite of the Imperial Troopers.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd like to get a hold of one of those and build that, but that requires a ton of money.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Same, I'd like to get a Stormtrooper and one of the new Stormtrooper ones as well, but again, those are expensive.
Yeah.
This is kind of like my wish list, and then I'll probably go into like what I'll actually try to build.
Okay.
And then another thing on my wish list is one of the E11 blasters for the Stormtroopers.
Okay.
The old ones, not the new ones, because I don't know what the new ones look like yet, really.
Right.
And but as far as things I'd actually like to build, I'm not sure yet. Because I try to get one big project done a year. Like, a couple years ago was the ODST, then it was the Captain Rex.
Mm-hmm.
This year might be a lot of just the R2 and the new ODST, but I'd like to get a new suit made eventually. It'll probably be another Star Wars suit, or it might be, I might try to do another, like, cloth cosplay, or maybe leather.
Okay.
Oh god, that scared me.
Yeah.
I don't know if did you hear that?
I heard a little.
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, because I moved back home for the holiday break, I'm not at my apartment, so I had to unpack all my podcast gear, and it was the microphone, the hard microphone box.
Yeah.
I had it standing up, and then it just fell and hit the floor.
Fell.
I was like, oh, jeez.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so it'll probably be something Star Wars or Avatar related.
The Last Airbender, not James Cameron's?
Right, either The Last Airbender or Legend of Korra.
Okay, well, if you do a Star Wars, I suggest trying to go with a Mando, because they're really fun to make.
I want to. It's been on my list. It's been on my list of things to do for a while.
I know, because you had Sentra armor that you sold before I started, and I'm like,
yeah. Oh. I didn't have time for it. That was my problem.
Yeah, but actually, Headshot Props, the store where I bought my or the person, or yeah, the Etsy store where I bought my Mando helmet,
Mm-hmm.
actually updated their standard Mandalorian design.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it actually looks a lot nicer. And I have the last version of
Yeah.
the standard Mando, but the new one, it has that little bolt on the side of the cheek, kind of like what Boba Fett has.
Like the washer thing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's more like some sort of connector. I think I can't remember what
Yeah.
kind of connector it was.
I always
And
just called it the washer because it's
Yeah.
flat and round.
and the vents that are on the right side of the helmet are actually
Mm-hmm.
up close to the eye now instead of on the cheek.
Okay.
They're on the rim there. It looks a little nicer than the
Yeah.
old version, and I'm actually thinking about picking one up.
Like
So-
probably like sell off your old one, get the new
No,
one.
I'm not going to sell off this
okay.
one. This one, it's the first
Right.
completed
So probably
awesome
keep
thing
yeah.
that I've got. So I'm definitely, but I do want to pick one up. If you want to see what I'm talking about, it's Headshot Props on Etsy. So
Okay.
it's pretty cool. So
Oh, I
yeah.
know something I'd like to do.
Oh, really? Okay.
I just thought of this.
Okay.
I want to mold and cast something. Like that's because I've been doing this for a couple years now, and I've never done that. So
Well,
I-
not on a large scale. I remember like way back when you were 405th Insider or something like that. Didn't you do a video for making a mold or something? A box mold?
I made a video for.
Or was that for UPB?
No, I've never made a mold, but
Oh.
there was the one sponsorship deal we had with what were they? Something Industries, and there was a flex foam, like an expanding flex foam, and they let me mess with,
Oh, okay.
and I did that. Yeah.
I thought you made like a box mold of something.
No, I've never owned silicone.
Silicone, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say
Silicone's-
slightly
yeah,
differently, but yeah.
silicon is a type of glass,
Oh, is it?
or it's a superconductor, rather.
Huh.
Yeah. Silicone is
I've-
a rubber.
I've never had any silicone.
There you go.
And I had Smooth On once, and I used that inside of the Power Ranger helmet I shipped off.
Yeah.
And I used it on my my Halo Reach EOD helmet. Unfortunately, I need more of it to finish the helmet 'cause there's still a few paper pieces.
The EOD. I get that. I like the EOD.
Oh, I love the EOD so much. I'd love to get a hold of a cast of one, but I'm trying to make my own, and it's just been sitting on the shelf for a couple years now.
Yeah.
It feels like a couple years.
I think I remember when you started that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still want to finish it, so it's still sitting there.
Yeah.
Um,
How'd that? Speaking of old projects, how did that? What was it? The Neo Crusader go?
Oh,
whatever happened to that?
that's never gonna get finished.
That's never gonna get finished.
That's another thing on my list. I want to redo it and remake it.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of remakes I want to do this upcoming year.
Because wasn't one of your goals to be like the first Neo Crusader in the Mercs or something,
in the 501st.
or in the 501st? Okay.
Yeah, but I don't. There either is one now, which I don't think there is. It's possible. I haven't checked it in a
Okay.
long time.
Because I'm pretty sure there's some
But
in the
they
Mercs.
don't accept-
I don't know.
They don't accept foam. I know that.
Yeah.
And I hate working with fiberglass and Bondo. It's a pain. It really is.
Yeah. Whatever.
But I might try to do that again, but it's a long shot. I might make a foam suit for it.
Okay.
But this year I'm probably not gonna mess with any Bondo or fiberglass anything, only because I'm not sure what the future holds.
Okay.
And I say that because in the summer I need to get an internship for university to graduate.
Right.
So I don't know where that's going to be. I don't know what I'm going to have access to. And then after that, I need to graduate, get a real job. And
Okay.
so I just
Sorry.
don't know. So foam is the safe bet for me to go with this year until I hunker down and figure out what's going on.
Okay.
But it's still on the list of things. I have a long list of things I need to do and build.
Yeah.
But
Don't we all? Yeah.
yeah. So what are your New Year builder resolutions?
Well, my original goal for this year was to get accepted into the Mando Mercs.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen because school just was beating me to a bloody pulp.
Oh yeah.
It was like this year has been terrible for trying to get costumes done,
Mhm.
really. So I'm definitely going to next year. I'm definitely going to work on getting a suit accepted into the Mandalorian Mercs. I have to remake the chest pieces and the vest. I know that.
Why the chest pieces?
The chest pieces is because they are. I don't know. I'd like to get Sentra plates instead of the trash can plates. Just I don't know why.
Just
they're a bit
they also
thicker
seem
and
slightly nicer.
Yeah, and they also the ones that I've got now seem a little too small. Maybe. The vest is
that's
because,
on your part, not on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, I actually used the size smaller template for what I was supposed to use, so that was my fault. I mean, it still looked good, I thought, anyways.
Yeah. It doesn't look bad, but you can tell it's like slightly.
It's just a little smaller. If I were maybe a foot shorter, it would look perfect, I think. I need to new flight suit actually because the zippers, they don't like zippers at all. So, and also have to do a redo of flight vest because this one, it just fits kind of weird.
Like weird how?
Well, I use Velcro underneath the arms to attach it to itself, and it just doesn't fit right. So it just fits kind of weird. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm thinking I might just do something like where it closes up in the back since I've got that back plate now. I originally wasn't going to have a back plate.
Yeah.
So that's why I went with this design instead.
So just Velcro down the back or something.
Velcro down the back or like
zipper, snap,
a zipper and then snap to close it in the back or something. Maybe. I don't know. Also, the snaps on the front where it actually attaches the armor. I'm going to redo those in a different type of snap setup. Like right now I've got the ones where you punch the hole in the fabric and everything like that. And that is pretty permanent. So
gotcha.
I'm thinking maybe the ones where that you just kind of crimp the fabric or like it pokes small holes in the fabric, but not enough to where it's going to it doesn't look like you've been shot. Okay. So you know what I'm talking about? Like they've got these snaps. What I'm talking about, they have like little spikes in them to where you just put them in the fabric and then bend the spikes down.
Oh yeah,
and
I have
them
those.
in place.
They're terrible.
Oh really? They're bad?
It might just be the ones I have because I bought this kit on eBay. So it came with all these snap pieces you need. So it's like the 2 spike halves and then the 2 good halves and this hand. They come with this hand, kind of like a hole puncher, but it's not a hole puncher.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And you press that together, and that's how you get the pieces to connect. And they're god awful. They fall apart all the time. They don't connect. Really? They rip themselves apart.
Okay, then I might have to think of something different.
I might just have a bad experience with it. I'd look into it on your own.
Okay.
But in my opinion, they're terrible. I'd rather have the one. Yours.
I'd either do that or like industrial strength Velcro.
Yeah, because I know for my ODST project, I need to get the ones that Jeremy Sloan and the other guys use, where it's like you get the little you have the hammer and you have the little piece of metal and you go dunk.
Yeah, that's what I used.
Okay, yeah, I need to get myself one of those.
Yeah, that's what I use, and they're okay, but if you want to take them out, it basically looks like you've been shot.
Well, you shouldn't want to take them out is the thing.
Exactly. And so I need to reposition my plates because they're too low.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's why I need to make a new
vest and flight suit anyways. So.
Yeah, so I might as well just redo that. And the vest, it was pretty cheap to make. The flight suit, it was about $75. So
it's not terrible.
No, it's not terrible, and it's an actual Air Force flight suit too. So maybe
you might be able to flee. It's a long shot, but maybe a flea market might have one.
Yeah, I actually looked at a flea market, and I couldn't find anything. Believe it or not. So, I actually, speaking of flight suits, I actually remembered I had a space camp flight suit.
Oh, really?
A long time ago. Yeah, it was the blue space camp flight suit, and actually looked up the price of those not too long ago, maybe about a month ago.
Yeah.
Holy crap, those things were expensive. Now I realize why I didn't get one for a long time. Like, I first went to the Space Center in Huntsville, Alabama.
Right.
I don't remember how old I was, but it was like 3 or
7, 8. Oh,
something like that. I was like 3 or 4 years after I went there, maybe even longer. I can't remember. I finally got a flight suit from there, and I looked up the price, and they're like $130
Oh God.
or something like that. I can't remember if that was it or not, but they are expensive.
See, being a builder that I am now,
Yeah.
and not having kids,
Yeah.
I would just assume me sitting here now. If I was a father, I'd be like, I'm not spending that much. I'll make you one.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. There was just something about
Because
a space
kids grow
camp.
too fast. So
I definitely like for something that I got this. I still hold on to it just because it has a lot of sentimental value to it. But
yeah.
But there's no way I'm gonna be able to fit into that thing anymore. Because I think I got it when I was in elementary school the last time I wore it.
I want you to put it on so much.
The last time
I picture on Facebook.
Yeah, the last time I wore it, I was in elementary school. What grade was it? I was in like the 3rd or the 4th grade.
I want you to put it on and post a picture to the internet.
I think I'd rip the thing if I tried to get into it. So
makes me sad.
yeah, it's smaller than my current flight suit. So
Gotcha.
my current flight suit's pretty small.
But
Anyways,
your
what else?
flight suit story reminded me of something that I want to get my hands on or
Okay.
build. I'm
Yeah.
not sure yet.
Yeah.
In a TIE pilot.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because before I was always like, oh, they're kind of cool, just from the movies and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've super gotten into X-wing miniatures.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, pilots are really cool. I love the TIE fighter. I play Imperial, but so it's like I have all these Imperial ships. And I'm like, oh, it'd be so cool to be a TIE fighter. And occasionally I go back to the animation on YouTube. I don't know what it's called, but it's like
Star
took,
Wars
like, the
anime full.
No, but they took like the 1990s, 1980s style of animation and did like a space battle, like a very quick space battle.
Yeah.
As like a trailer.
Yeah.
And oh, it was so cool. And it's like, because it was from the Imperial point of view. And
Yeah.
I started reading the X-Wing books. And so I'm like super into pilots right now. So I'm like, oh, it'd be cool to get a TIE pilot helmet.
That'd be pretty cool.
Or a full costume or something.
Yeah. You might want to look and see. Yeah.
I'll probably do a Pokemon trainer.
Fair enough. Okay, so I want to get my Mando accepted into the Mandalorian Mercs. What else do I want to do? There was a few costumes that I wanted to do this year that I didn't get a chance to, like King Cosma from Summer Wars.
Who's that?
He's a giant rabbit guy. Or is a
Okay.
rabbit. He's like basically a anthropomorphic rabbit that does kung fu.
Okay, I've heard of weirder things. I watched Fighting Food on.
Okay,
so.
yeah, you did. Anyways, it's a great movie. I highly suggest watching that. I recommend it. Actually, I think it's going to be on Adult Swim this month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it is. So you might want to check that out.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
Let's see here. What else? I really want to get that done. The Dalek. I'd love to get that done too. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it next year or not. I'm really pushing for it.
You might be able to get like most of it done or get it started or something.
Yeah, because I mean, right now the main thing that I would love to knock out right now is the skirt. That sounds so strange. At least it does to me.
For that, I would assume you would just get like multi-layers of cardboard or foam core and then styrofoam balls. And
Really just one layer of foam board per section.
Yeah.
And then just cut the holes in it. Cut the holes in it and use like clear plastic Christmas ornaments or something.
Wait, why?
Just the balls.
Why cut holes in it?
For the balls or for the bumps.
I was going to say you could just get like styrofoam balls, cut them in half, and then you have 2 of the bumps.
Yeah, but I also these need to have like a gloss to them, so I'm just gonna paint them on the inside and then just
get a nice thick gloss paint.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of using the Christmas ornaments.
It's just more expensive.
Well, yeah, it is more expensive, but it looks nicer, I think.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much it's closer to what they actually use.
You can probably. Well, like you suggested for the dome, those acrylic spheres, you can probably get just tiny acrylic spheres or half domes.
Well, yeah, that's actually probably be more expensive than the clear plastic Christmas ornaments.
Yeah, but
so
whatever.
So, and they actually cut or have these in hemispheres. So, you put them together. Anyways, they're for putting
okay.
pictures in. So, you can get like 100 of them pretty cheap.
Oh, okay. I never knew about those.
Yeah, you can get those. I found them at Joann's Fabrics.
Okay.
So they're pretty cheap, and I think I need like 50 of them. I believe. Maybe
50 or 25.
I can't remember.
If each one is 2 spheres, then.
Hold on just a second. Let me get my piece of paper that has that on there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because a sphere, if you cut that in half, you have 2 hemispheres.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the Mark III Dalek, or the Mark. The Mark III.
That means a lot to me.
The Mark III. Okay.
To other people, it'll mean something, but to me, I'm
yeah.
just like, oh, nice.
Let's see here.
I know all the Iron Man marks, but I don't know Dalek marks.
This is just the first incarnation of the Dalek.
So from like the 80s then?
No, from the 50s.
50s.
Yeah.
1953
or 1963. My bad. 1963 was the 50th anniversary, or it was the when the show first came out, because last year was the 50th anniversary.
Gotcha.
Right, so 4, 16.
Yeah.
36.
So you need 36 hemispheres.
Yeah.
Which is 16 spheres, right?
Yes.
No, that'd be 32. 16, 16 is 32. So 18. Because 8 and 8 is 16. Yeah, so you would need 18 spheres to get 36 hemispheres.
Right. And I thought that this had it on the thing, but whatever. So I've got a giant book full of Dalek plans and stuff like that I downloaded.
Yeah, I've been looking for like a book for Star Wars. There's a Star Wars costumes book, I just don't own it.
Right.
So I'm going to try to get my hands on one of those at some point in time.
Yeah. So this also has a really cool tutorial, quote unquote tutorial, or something where you can make a dome.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's got the it gives you the instructions to build the thing to make the dome.
That's
out of clay. So
clay.
Yeah. That way you can make a fiberglass dome.
Okay.
So you can just put fiberglass over it and then make a dome, or you can make a mold of that and then do stuff with that.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see. Something that So, Mando, Rabbit, Kung Fu Man, and Dalek.
Right.
Or, Pepper Shaker from
It sounds like
BBC
you can
thing.
pick one.
Yeah.
Same with me. It's like we can both pick one. Because all our projects are big.
Yeah, more than likely what I'm going to end up doing is, the Mando, just finish the Mando.
Yeah.
And possibly start on the Dalek. I really just want to at least get started on the Dalek.
Yeah, because it kind of seems like for the Dalek, it can kind of be whenever you just kind of have like free time, just do a few things and put it down.
Yeah.
Whereas like my R2, it's like I already haven't started, so it's like I need to rip through this.
Yeah. See, and really good thing about like doing big projects this year next year is that I'm in my final year of school.
Nice.
So I graduate in May, I think. I can't remember. So once that's out, or once that's done, I can pretty much just say, you know what, I'm going to make everything that I've wanted to make for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, screw real life.
See, that's the hard part with this R2 also, is I have until like January 9th for break.
Right.
So I need to get this as close to done as I can, because after that I'll be back at my apartment and I can't build anything.
You have until January 9th?
Well, my break, school starts back the 12th for me. But
I start back the 2nd.
Ew.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get as much done as I can before I have to move back to the apartment and can't do anything. So that's kind of disappointing. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, the one thing that I just found that I really want to make, or want to make a costume of.
Is it a Twinkie? You want to be a Twinkie?
Well, I have always dreamed of being a giant yellow sponge cake.
Yeah.
Cream-filled cake. Twinkie. No.
Cream-filled donuts are better. But continue.
The other day, Eric, our friend Eric that was on the show, Eric Moran. I was looking on Facebook the other day, and he posted a link to this movie trailer. Mm-hmm. and it is actually Finland's first superhero movie called Rindal. I think I pronounced that correctly.
Okay.
And
this is the first I'm hearing about this.
Yeah. Anyways, it's a micro-budget independent film about a superhero it's very Dark Knight-esque, I guess you could say. It's kind of like, I don't want to say Spawn mixed with Batman, because that just sounds really, really weird. It's more Batman than anything. It's I think it's described, or the whole thing behind it is a guy who is fueled by vengeance and getting revenge on these people for killing somebody or something. I don't remember exactly what it is, but the character of Rendell just looks absolutely amazing, especially considering that, again, this is a micro budget film. I think they said they made it for less than $100,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't even make a TV show, an episode of a TV show for that.
Right.
So, it's really, really cool. I suggest looking into that. They've got a Facebook page and everything, so go take a look at that. It's like Rendell Project on Facebook, or just Rendell Movie.
R-I or R-E?
R-E-N-D-E-L. Or you can go to rendellmovie.com and take a look at everything there. Just watch the trailer, and it's so cool. So't love to do or make a costume of that.
Okay.
I know they've got, actually, they were selling the masks for the character that were made using the same molds.
Oh, really? That's
the
cool.
original. Yeah. 14-day. Yeah, they have them for like €65, I think.
So €65. So that's probably about $80 American, just guessing off the top of my head.
Yeah, and these things, they look really cool. It's like they said it's semi-rigid. It's urethane resin painted, everything. Mm-hmm. So it looks really, really cool. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I don't know, that's on my like the dream costume for next year is that character, because I mean nobody's ever heard of this character.
Nobody outside of the people who've heard of it.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, exactly. So
so
nobody outside of Finland, and the people who listen to this show.
So what did you say? You knew what the Facebook and website was? Or?
Yeah, it's facebook.com/Rendell Project, and then the website is rendellmovie.com.
Okay. That'll be cool. I'll have to check that out later.
Yeah, check that out later, because it looks really cool. I know I'm doing a horrible job of explaining this, but it's just and I know I
but
suck
you've explained
at this.
it well enough that it's piqued my interest.
Yeah, I suck at absolutely suck at explaining this, but think of like a really, really dark version of the Dark Knight, like an uber dark Batman almost. Yeah. So I'm trying to explain, it's like Batman mixed with, I don't know. Is Batman mixed with something? I can't think of who else it's mixed with, but it's a completely original character. Not really from any comic book franchise or anything. Yeah, I just got on the website
now. He looks awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Actually, his face mask, his helmet.
It looks kind of like Deadpool almost.
It looks like Deadpool mixed with Deathstroke.
I'm getting more of a Deadpool mixed with Venom vibe.
Venom, that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, but the from the trailer, he's got a lot of Batman in him, really. So you can definitely tell that's some inspiration was Batman. Mm-hmm. But
comes out in 2017.
Yeah, actually, I think they pushed it up to 2016.
Oh, did they?
I think so.
The graphic on the website says 2017.
Yeah,
so
I think they said 2016 is when they're releasing it. But the trailer right now, it's just it's a scene from the movie. So they didn't just put a bunch of clips together. They just took a finished scene, and this is the trailer. So
that's cool.
It is really, really cool. They kind of took the Devil Wears Prada approach to the trailer. I think that's a movie that they did that with too. I could be wrong. I don't know. But that's a dream project right there for me. So
yeah, because
Which
It's
I
gonna
know,
be
I know,
funny
I know.
When
is-
you're cosplaying him before the movie even comes out.
I
would
know.
laugh. That'd be so cool.
I know. And then of course you got the people who, well, really, this shouldn't be the dream project. The Dalek should be the dream project because that's
Yeah.
going to obviously cost way more money to do.
Yeah.
But this one, like, I can do the Dalek. I know I can do the Dalek. This one, it's like, unless I'm really good at making masks, there's no way that I'd be able to do this unless I like go out and just buy a whole bunch of stuff. So
Yeah.
which I like to. I've made a few masks, but nothing quite like this before.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Or Festivus. Or
Happy
Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa.
Happy Festivus. Joyous Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Is Hanukkah still going on? I think so.
No.
No, it's not
I
going
think
on
that's the
anymore.
week before Christmas. I could be wrong, but I think it's the week.
I don't know. I'm not Jewish, so I really don't follow it.
Well, that's why I'm saying I could be
Yeah,
wrong. 'Cause
so-
I'm just going off the top of my head.
Yeah. And I think Kwanzaa's like the day after Christmas or something like that.
Maybe.
I don't know. I there are too many
can't even
holidays in
guess for that
December.
one.
There's like
Well-
I think they said that I heard somewhere that there's like 50 something holidays in December.
Oh, wow. That's
So
impressive.
yeah. So
well,
that's
on
why.
that note, for the last time for 2014, this is Adam,
And Sean.
and we'll see you next year.